Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Wildflower Mama Witch. Today I am wishing you a happy Imbolc. If you're watching this as it comes out, Imbolc is typically celebrated in the Northern Hemisphere on February 1st and 2nd, but anywhere right around there is a good time to celebrate, to observe. If you would like to know more about Imbolc itself, I will link some informational videos down below. But for the purposes of this video, I will just kind of explain a little bit. Imbolc is the halfway point between winter and spring. So it is a good time to start to do spring cleaning. That's where that kind of came from. And to really look at this time as a reset. It's a really good time to clean your house, to organize not just the basic everyday things. This is like going through every single nook and cranny, getting rid of any stagnant energy that you don't want to carry with you out of winter and into spring. As we move towards spring, we are seeing longer days and we will begin to see evidence of spring coming. Things will begin to sprout. Cows are beginning to lactate. Goats are pregnant, other animals are pregnant, and they are getting ready for the change of the seasons soon enough. Soon the sun will be back, it will be warm again, and all will be alive and well. So today I'm super excited to just kind of see what seeds are being planted as we approach spring, what you might need to let go of and leave in winter time, and what you have to look forward to this coming spring. So we're just gonna kind of see what comes up today. I have 3 piles for you today. Pile number 1 has this lovely jade crystal. Pile number 2 has this clear quartz. And pile number 3 has this serpentine. So if you have done pick a cards before and you already know how all of this works, you can go ahead and skip to your reading. The timestamps will be down below. If you do not, you can pick 1 pile, 2 piles, all 3 piles, or even no piles if you want. But whatever you feel called to today, you can choose based off of the number, the timestamp, the crystal on each pile, whatever you are feeling. So I will go ahead and take a few deep breaths and let you take some time to decide what pile is yours if you have not done so already. Alrighty, let's get into your readings. Alrighty, if you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading with the jade stone. Let's see what the Green Witch Oracle card for you. We have communication and the P, number 2. So this is what seed is being planted, this Imbolc. So communication, and this is going to be something that is an ongoing process kind of a thing. Like this is something that you are working on, working towards. This is something that you are wanting to call more of into your life at this time. And it's really interesting because I chose to have out this little lapis lazuli stone. It's a little skeleton head. And lapis lazuli is a really good stone for communication, for your throat chakra in general. So I want to go ahead and see what the book says about communication P. So if you want to pause and read, you are more than welcome. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Okay, it says, gardening is about communication, relationships, routines, and life enrichment. Gardens are places that connect us to the seasons and the life cycle. P's tell us that now is the time to move ahead with projects, plans, and ideas. There are new ways of thinking and approaching challenges and even life if you are willing to listen to what could be an alternate communication method with concepts you may have dismissed in the past. Sharing ideas, considering partnerships, gathering information, and stepping up enthusiasm are all indicated. Be wary of haphazard actions and failing to follow through. So that's really interesting, and I think that that goes really nicely with kind of the idea behind today's reading. I'm thinking that with this winter season that we're currently in, I feel like you've taken quite a bit of time to go inward, to kind of rest and hibernate, if you will. And I think that right now is a good time for you to start stepping out of your little bubble and to begin to share with others your ideas. I feel like you've had something in your mind that you have been thinking about, like some sort of project, some sort of creative idea, or a business endeavor of some kind. I feel like you've been thinking a lot about this thing, but I feel like now it's time, like with this little quill and ink, I'm thinking like you need to write someone a letter, or you need to write someone a note, or it's time to like share this with somebody. Share it with a person who you're wanting to have a partnership with, or share it with your friends or your family who support you, and just let them know kind of what you've been thinking about, to kind of like put this idea that's just been in your head actually out into the world. 2 is a number that represents harmony. And so I feel like, in balance, so I feel like this idea or this project or this thing needs to come forward into the real, not the real world, but yeah, the real, like it needs to come into existence. And once you start to speak it, it will come into existence. There's also a little Pisces symbol there. And so that just makes me think that this, oh, I just am noticing that it's really blurry. Sorry about that. This is something that you have not only just been like thinking about, but daydreaming about. And so it's really time for you to share this, whatever it is. For some of you, like I said, it's like a business plan or a business idea that you've just been thinking about, but it's time to like write it out and try to like explain it to somebody. Make it not just an idea anymore, but start actually talking about it and planning for it so that you can start to take action. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle a little bit more. I have for you today the Mystic Fae Tarot, and I would just kind of like to see like what is kind of holding you back right now from this, from communicating or from sharing your idea or from going after this partnership. Anything else for pile number 1? Just holding them back from communication. Ooh, that that one just jumped right onto the table. Okay, interesting. Both wand cards. You have the 3 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. So it's very interesting that there are 2 people on both of these cards. And so I'm feeling like the other people being involved is really what is holding you back. And that's kind of is interesting because I feel like the 3 of Wands, to me, it always reminds me of some sort like collaboration or working together with somebody on a creative project. So I really think that this creative project or this idea or business venture, whatever it is for you that you have been thinking about for so long, like I was just saying, you really need to bring in these other people. I think that you may have some people in mind already for some of you. For some of you, maybe you've been thinking like that you could just do whatever this is on your own, but this is definitely a sign that that is not the case. You're needing to collaborate, you're needing to work together and to communicate and delegate. And for some of you, maybe you're a little bit worried about not getting along with others. And so that is kind of what's holding you back from sharing this idea or from like truly starting to plan and put this plan into motion. But I really think it's time to start working on communication, to share. For some of you, like it's a business partner. Maybe they already are your business partner, or maybe you're thinking about making them your business partner. But I'm really seeing that like what is really holding you back from you going after this dream or going after this, like I said, creative project or business idea. Some of you may be writing a book, but typically you don't just write a book and publish it and edit it and all of the things all by yourself. Like some of you, I really do feel like it's a book, but if you're writing, say, like a children's book, you would write the book and you would collaborate with somebody else, communicate with them the story and your idea so that they can illustrate it. You would probably want somebody to edit it. If you can totally self-publish, but the typical route would be to find a publisher. So I feel like, and obviously for some of you it's not writing a book, but I was just using that as an example. But I just definitely feel like whatever this is for you, you have to communicate with others. You have to be willing to work as a team or to bring people in to this project. You have to be willing to take other people's opinions, other people's criticism, and that's really what is blocking you right now from moving forward with this. All right, so now I kind of want to ask, when you do begin to bring other people in and to communicate and to work with others, what is in store for you this spring with this endeavor? For pile number 1, what will come of this seed being planted? Ooh, King of Cups. Love to see it. And what else for pile number, okay. And the Queen of Pentacles. I love that. I truly love that. That's really cool. So I think what's going to come from working together, from accepting other people's advice, opinions, perspectives, it's going to be challenging for sure. This is something, like I said in the beginning, that you are calling in more of. You're practicing and you're working towards this and this. But you're going to learn how to communicate with others your wants and your needs in whatever this project or endeavor is, or even in your personal life. But you're going to learn how to communicate about things that you do feel really passionately about. Like with the Wands card, this is something that, like I was saying before, you've been thinking about and daydreaming about for a long time, and you feel really passionately about it. And you're going to learn how to communicate your wants and your needs and your ideas without letting your emotions take over. I think that may be what is holding you back or scaring you from bringing other people in, is this feeling like that you won't be in control. Like you won't be able to handle your emotions or handle yourself when somebody says, we need to edit this page, or let's take a look at this section of the project, or I have an idea about this or that, and you don't want to have to be upset about something that you have been holding so near and dear to your heart. This is a passion project of yours, whatever it is. But with the Queen of Pentacles, I love to see her, because this is going to be a very prosperous endeavor. This is going to be a really beautiful thing, not just for you and whoever you're working with financially, but also just for yourself, for your self-care, for your self-love. I think you're going to be learning so much through this process about listening to others, but still standing up for yourself and communicating what you want and need. So it's going to be really good for you personally, but I also really see that whatever this endeavor is, it's going to be very prosperous. Maybe for some of you, you could be building a new home, I just heard. And you're worried about like having to listen to the opinions of other people or get the help of like, this contractor and that contractor, and maybe your significant other or your family members. You don't want to have to like, everybody has their opinions about everything, but you really have to communicate to get this job done or to bring this idea that you've had to life. Sorry, just had to have a little bit of tea. But I do feel like during this time, like I said, it is going to be a learning curve, and it is going to be hard at times to control your emotions and to feel like safe and comfortable trying to express and communicate all of these things. So remember to take care of yourself. Remember to give yourself grace and to forgive yourself if you do slip up. A lot of the times, most of the time, when you're working with other people, and especially when there's a lot of passion involved, there's a lot of heart in it, there's a lot of time and energy that has gone into the planning and just the thinking alone about these things, let alone actually putting it into action. Oftentimes, there will be disagreements. There will be conflict at times, but you are really being called this season to focus on appropriate forms of communication. Maybe sometimes it would be best, this is the loud message I'm hearing for somebody, sometimes it would be best not to immediately approach somebody or people with your feelings that might be overwhelming at this time, but to write somebody a note, write somebody a letter, send them a text, or just on your own, journal about your feelings, take it in for yourself, and then think, okay, how can I accurately and appropriately express and communicate what I'm feeling and what I need to the people who need to hear it right now. All right. So that is all that I have for you today. I'm going to leave it at that, pile number 1, but I really think that this is a beautiful time for you. A really, like, what's happening for you internally with this idea or creative project endeavor is really mirroring nature at this time. You're exiting the idea phase and you're bringing it into the planning and creating phase, but you just really need to call in that communication and that working together collaborative energy right now, and that balance of emotions in order to bring about this really prosperous, beautiful time coming up in spring. All right. So thank you so much, pile number 1, for letting me read for you today. Please let me know in the comments if this resonated. I love to hear feedbacks on my reading feedbacks. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you would like to see some more. Maybe share it with a friend who you think would find these messages helpful. I like to compare notes with my friends. Always appreciated, never expected, but I do have my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo linked down below if you would like to leave me a little tip for my services today. And yeah, so again, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, and welcome to pile number 2. If you chose the clear quartz crystal, this is your reading. Ooh, let me move that from pile number 1. Alrighty, let's see what Green Witch Oracle you got today. Wholeness, Black Mulberry. I love this card. It's so pretty. Number 33, which is really beautiful. That right off the bat is a message that your guides, your ancestors, spirit team, what have you, they are here. They are supporting you and protecting you at this time. So again, this card right here is the seed that is being planted, this Imbolc. So this is something that at this time you are wanting to work on, to call in, to bring more of into your life, for it to kind of be blossoming and blooming come springtime. So this is really beautiful so far, and I love the pentagram too. Again, very protected, very, very much like you're being protected. So I want to read you from the book what Black Mulberry has to say. So I love this book so much. If you want to read the whole thing, I'll try to get it to focus. And you can go ahead and pause if you'd like to read the whole thing. And I will read to you a little bit. Little things seem nothing, but they give peace, like those meadow flowers which individually seem odorless but altogether perfume the air. That's beautiful. Everything should be coming together at present in projects and plans. The completion of something is indicated with black mulberries, and the energy of this fruit asks you to put your knowledge and skills to the test. Balance and stability are present, and from this foundation, the possibilities are expanding. Setbacks, delays, and miscommunication are challenges to watch out for. Very interesting. So, it said everything should be coming together at present in projects and plans. And so I feel like at this time, there is a project or a plan or a creative endeavor, business endeavor that you have been working on and planning for, and you are starting to actually put those plans into motion, or you're starting to bring all of the pieces of the puzzle together to make it whole. Very interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and start looking at the Mystic Fae Tarot. First, I want to kind of see like what I feel like. I'm feeling a little bit like tight sitting here right now. Like I'm wanting to like stretch and move my body. And so I feel like there's definitely somewhere that you are stuck. Something that is stuck about this situation or the way that you are feeling right now. So we have the Seven of Wands. And the Queen of Pentacles. This is really interesting. So I was already thinking this and about to say that if you felt called to pile number 1 as well, I would stop right now and go back and watch pile number 1. If not, keep going, stay here. But if you did, I would go back and watch that first and then come back, because it kind of seems like that pile number 1 is kind of where pile number 2 is coming from. So pile number 1, it's kind of hard to explain, but again, if you feel called to pile number 1, go back and watch that first, then come back. If you didn't, stay here. It's just that there were a lot of Wands cards in pile number 1 as well, and also the Queen of Pentacles. But if you're here, all right, let's go. So what's holding you back right now in this? Ooh, I was even thinking that, yeah, so definitely, I think this pile is definitely connected to pile number 1, and the little candles flickering when I said that. But I was thinking when I saw this card that it reminded me of the Black Mulberry card. And now it's like right next to each other. And so I think what is holding you back from kind of feeling whole, feeling protected, is I think that the Seven of Wands always makes me feel like all eyes are on you. Like there's a lot of pressure on you right now as you are working on these plans or on this project, or maybe as you are working through something. And I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, you're just really not feeling like you are protected. You're not feeling like you have it all. You're not feeling like your needs are met. You're not feeling like physically, like within your body, or like mentally, you're not feeling like your needs are met, but also like around you. Like maybe you're really worried about your bills being paid, or, you know, making ends meet. You're really not feeling like safe and protected and cared for at this time. I think, like I said, you're really feeling a little bit like nervous and kind of like, what are people gonna think if I do this or if I say this? It's definitely like this nervous, not confident in yourself or in the universe type of feeling right now. Like I think that there is this project or this idea or these plans that you have that you are working on, but you're just, like I said, feeling a lot of pressure. You're feeling like there's just pieces missing. I just had to take a sip of tea. But I kind of want to pull one more card over here to kind of just get a little bit more insight on like what is holding you back right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. I shuffled these cards 3 times. I put the cards back in different places, and then I also like shuffle, and then I also like fully was shaking them up to shuffle them out. And both of these two cards came out in pile number 1. So I really feel like pile number 1 and 2 are connected. But the Three of Wands, if you didn't go back and watch, Three of Wands is, to me, working together with somebody else on a creative project. These two people are reading a book together. They're like going over the plans. And so I feel like what is holding you back is, again, very similar to pile number 1. I think it's this like fear of working with others. And I think for you specifically, if you didn't go back and watch pile number 1, with the Queen of Pentacles being on this side where you're kind of stuck, I think that you are having a little bit of fear around like not being good enough, not having enough. But your guides this Imbolc season really want you to work with the Queen of Pentacles energy, you know, regardless of your gender identity. You just, you know, you can be whatever you would like to be. But Queen of Pentacles energy and this wholeness energy of knowing that you really are taken care of. You're supported in whatever it is that you are working on or dreaming about or, you know, concocting. If this is business, if this is pleasure, if this is, you know, building a house or a creative project, writing a book, whatever it is, this is a loud message that you are completely supported. But during this, you know, as we end winter and we enter into spring and life comes back into wholeness, you must come back into wholeness within yourself. Come back to people, come back to taking care of yourself, taking care of your home, taking care of the world around you. And know that you are supported and you are loved by the physical, like, people around you. The people in your life, obviously use your intuition and your judgment, but there are people around you in your life who love you, who support you, who want to see you do well, who want to support you on this path and on this journey, in whatever this endeavor it is, but also in your life. But also your guides, your spirit team, your ancestors, they are here, they are supporting you, they are protecting you. And I just keep saying that because that is really what they want you to know at this time, is to believe that. Believe and know that you are protected and you are whole. There's nothing that you are missing. You are good enough. That literally makes me want to cry because you are just such a beautiful person with beautiful ideas and you're going beautiful places, but you just can't see that you already are whole. All right? So now I want to see, like, as we come into spring, as we work towards this wholeness and this belief that we are protected and whole and loved and supported, as we work towards that and as we enter into spring, what can pile number 2 expect to come from this? They're really making, see, I'm like giving it like a great grand old shuffle. Like, cards are moving, flying all around. Okay. All right. 10 of Wands. The Hanged Fae. And the 3 of Cups. Okay. Very beautiful. This is really, really beautiful, pile number 2. First, again, another Wands card. So there is just like so much passion and so much hard work and like determination here. I'm sorry if it keeps like unfocusing and getting blurry. I think it's because of the candle. So I'm just gonna slide homie back a little bit. Maybe even No, he wants to stay. Just bear with me. Sorry, I just need to take a deep breath. This is a little bit overwhelming. You know, you are like, you're working on a very big project or a very big like inner work or business endeavor, like I keep saying over and over again, but it is going to be a bit overwhelming. But this dragon is now captured. This dragon is not going to be causing trouble anymore because although it did just get all tangled up, it is now captured. And I feel like that's kind of like where you're at with your inner like feelings of yourself and of the situation. Like you're just feeling very overwhelmed and like chaotic at this time, but what's coming from accepting and believing that you are whole and that you are loved and supported is the confidence that you can complete this task. You can complete this project, this thing that has been causing you a little bit of stress and a little bit of fear. You can complete it because you are supported and you have everything that you need. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully. And then it's just really, sorry, I'm like hoarding the Three of Cups over here because I'm so excited to get to that. But I'm going to talk about first the Hanged Fae, which I also think is really beautiful because through this journey, through this completion of this project or this idea, through bringing it to life, you know, you're going to be gaining a whole new perspective. And I think that that goes along really nicely with everything that we've already been talking about. You know, you are going to be realizing just how protected and loved and taken care of you are by yourself. Like, by you taking care of your needs internally, externally, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all the things. And also by your guides and your spirit team and your ancestors. It's just a really big perspective change as we approach spring. I feel like, you know, when the flowers begin to bloom again, literally all around you, when the sun starts, you know, showing up for longer and it gets a little warmer, the same thing is going to be happening within you. And it's going to be like this whole new perspective, this whole new world or like experience that's going to be opening up to you. And you're going to feel as though you are the Queen of Pentacles again. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel loved and protected and understood and seen. And last but not least for cards, the Three of Cups. And this is just really, really, really beautiful way to wrap up this reading is there's going to be something to celebrate for sure. And again, it's another 3. So now you've got 3, 3, 3. So loud message again. Loved, protected, supported by your ancestors, guides, spirit team, what have you. I just keep saying that over and over again because they really want you to know. There is something worth so much celebrating come springtime, even if it's just spring itself, even if it's just celebrating your return to life, the sun's return, the flowers' return. There is going to be so much call for so much celebration. The candle is huge right now. The candle is so high and it's just wanting me to reiterate. My laughing just, but yes, look at how high, how strong. Celebration is coming. I'm feeling like with wholeness, like this is going to be wholeness all around you, within your community, within your family and friends. Have a party, have a celebration. Maybe you could even start by doing so around this Imbolc time if you're watching this as it comes out. But definitely as we approach spring, have a spring get together. Have friends or whoever you would like over for some tea, for some fun adult beverages if that's what you like to do. Go out to celebrate if that's what you like to do. Maybe the people who you have been working on this project with, or building a house with, or writing a book with, maybe it's, it's with the 10 of Wands, I feel like whatever this project or thing is, it's going to be coming to, it will be fully to life if it's something that's ongoing, but if it's a project that will be completed, it will be completed this spring. And that is means for celebrating, a huge celebration, gathering. You're going to be, again, finally feeling safe and confident and comfortable enough to go out and be this is who I am. There's an Aquarius symbol on this card, so it's very you're being your authentic self. You're sharing your truth, speaking your truth, and feeling whole again, feeling safe and loved and protected. And that is where I'm going to leave it, pile number 2, because I feel like I'm just saying the same things over and over again. But last time, you are loved, you are safe, you are protected. This project will be complete. This dream of yours will be brought to life. You just have to work with others. You have to find your belief in yourself. Find your belief in your spirit team, guides, and ancestors, and know that there is a huge perspective change. There's a huge celebration coming for you this spring. If only you would just believe. All right. Again, thank you so much, pile number 2, for allowing me to read for you today. This was really beautiful. If you felt like this resonated with you, please leave me a comment. I love to hear feedback on my readings. If you liked this video, give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see some more from me, share it with a friend, and maybe compare some notes. That's what I like to do with my friends, see what we got and how, if we pick the same piles, different piles, what's going on, Never expected, but always appreciated. I have my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal linked down below if you would like to tip me for today's services. Again, don't have to, of course, but it does help a bit. So thank you, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye. Alrighty, pile number 3. If you chose the Serpentine Crystal, this is your reading. Last but certainly not least, oops, sorry about that, I just had my alarm go off because I need to leave pretty soon to go to a pole initiation class. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish up your reading before I head out, but let's see what Green Witch Oracle you have gotten today. We have Abundance, number 23. Wow, that is really beautiful. Grape. I don't think I've ever pulled this card, and it's just so beautiful. And I love that I just finished painting my little tray purple, and I have my amethyst here just in the green serpentine. It just looks really nice. Can we all just acknowledge that for a moment, how beautiful that looks? Anyway, number 23, see what the book says for you. If you would like to read yourself, you can go ahead and pause if you want to read all of it. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. All right, now we'll focus back on that. It says, more grows in the garden than the gardener sows. Stay where you are and grow what you need there, as this is a fertile time and place. Grapes will indicate that magic is about, especially from the garden. So get out there, as you will find opportunity and inspiration. Family stability, happiness, and tradition, and the way they can support you are all things that should be remembered and implemented. Don't be disingenuous, and be careful not to cancel appointments. Ooh, very interesting. So don't cancel appointments. I feel like not just appointments like a doctor's appointment or something like that, what I'm thinking about is like, don't cancel plans with friends or family. And now obviously use your judgment if you like, need a mental health day or time, if you need a break, if you don't feel like seeing family or friends, use your judgment and your intuition. But if you're just kind of like, you made these plans and you just like, nah, I don't really feel like it, like you don't want to get dressed or something, like, I don't know. Some of you, I feel like if you're like me, you just kind of tend to like be a little bit scared to follow through with plans that you've made. Anxiety, hello. I'm not a therapist or anything, so if you don't have anxiety, then disregard, but you know what I mean. Sometimes, you make plans and then you just kind of feel a little bit nervous about it, so then you don't want to do it anymore, but don't do that at this time, okay? So again, with this card right here, this is going to be a seed that is being planted at this time, this Imbolc season, as we, start to move through the end of winter and into spring, as we start to see, signs of spring come, as we exit winter, the sun returning for longer, the days a little longer, the sun a little brighter and warmer, that kind of a thing. So this is something that you're wanting to work on and work towards at this time, and we'll really be seeing this bloom and blossom come springtime. So this is really beautiful right off the bat, just like abundance. Like, okay, yeah, like a full vine of grapes. But before we see this abundance in spring, I would like to see kind of what is holding you back at this time. Like what is blocking you from this abundance right now. Justice. Ooh. What else for pile number 3 is blocking them from their abundance? The Empress. Wow, very interesting. Okay, anything else for pile number 3? No? Okay, so you got Justice and the Empress for what is kind of holding you back from your abundance. And it's very interesting because the Empress is very abundant. The Empress embodies like abundance. There's so much life and there's so much like joy around her. She herself is getting ready to give life, and she has all these flowers and these plants around her, and yet you have this Justice card that is blindfolded over here. It is a little bit later in the day now. I was trying to finish up your reading before I left to go to my pole initiation class, but time was running out and I was feeling like I was not really able to fully focus on the reading because I was also kind of watching the clock. So I just decided to take a pause, and I am back now after my class, after having dinner, getting my daughter to sleep. So have a nice fresh energy and a fresh perspective for you. So we talked a little bit about abundance and grape, the number 23. And now we were talking about what is kind of holding you back, or where you are a bit blocked when it comes to calling in this abundance right now. And as I had a little bit of extra time to kind of think about these cards, and especially in combination with each other, the person, the fairy on this card, does look a little bit like the hair looks similar to me. So I'm feeling like what is blocking you is really you. You might not look anything like this fairy, but I think that it is your own inner critic, your own inner judgment of yourself. I think that maybe you could have done something, said something that maybe wasn't your finest moment. Or maybe you created something that you are not super proud of, but I'm feeling like a real lack of confidence in yourself, in your decision making. I feel like for some of you, something that I'm hearing is that an actual legal matter has been weighing heavily on your mind and on your finances even, and that is kind of causing you to be blind to all of this abundance and not feel creative, not feel confident, or powerful. Yeah, the candle is flickering over there, so I'm definitely feeling like your faith and your confidence in yourself has been flickering lately. There it goes again. I feel like you are really, like how I said, this card, she's blindfolded, and I feel like in this card I'm even seeing that she's kind of turned her head away and her eyes are closed to all of this abundance around you. And I feel like before I get into what will come in spring, what will come from the abundance, I feel like how to kind of get out of this stagnant place. I feel like a lot of you might be experiencing creative blocks right now, or just feeling really stuck, feeling really out of balance. And something that I think is really important when we are trying to call in, can I just take a second also to say, and this goes perfectly along with what I'm saying, how beautiful the purple background is with the purple grape card. This is the colors, and that's about what I was about to say, is you need to focus on how beautiful, as spring comes back, as we start seeing little saplings, little sprouts, little bits of life, little flowers beginning to grow and getting ready to bloom, pay attention to those little things and really, really see the abundance in the little things all around you, in your life, in your home, in yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and look at yourself from head to toe. And it's really easy to judge yourself, judge your body. But talk about all the things from head to toe that you love about yourself, that are beautiful. All of you is beautiful. But start, small, if that's all you can do. And then tell yourself things about yourself that aren't about your physical appearance, that you love about yourself, that are amazing. Gratitude for, the outside in my yard, there's little bits of one of my favorite plants. It completely died, but there's on very small, if you look closely, you can see little bits of green coming from the ground. So maybe take some time and spend some time outside, just kind of seeing what you notice is coming back to life. And then you will slowly start to feel like you're coming back to life. You'll start to see all of that abundance, all that beauty around you. You want to find more balance again between your practical life and your spiritual side, where you find joy in looking at a tree, find joy in going outside and hearing the birds chirping, seeing the birds. Right now it's rainy where I'm at, and so every day it'll rain a little bit, and then when the rain kind of slows down, you'll see a whole bunch of birds like go into the grass and start looking for worms and things. Like, it's just about finding the abundance and the beauty in every little area. Really, like, it just, like, I want to like flow and move, because I feel like finding and leaning into your kind of like sensual side is really important right now. Don't be closed off. Don't keep your eyes closed to all of the beauty that's around you. Really open up, open your heart space. Sit up straight right now if you aren't. Stand up straight, go outside, like stand in the sun. And, you know, part of Imbolc, part of the celebration of Imbolc is, you know, welcoming the sun back as we approach spring. Days are longer. The sun is brighter and it's getting warmer. So maybe try standing outside, palms up, face towards the sun, chest. Thank you, sun, for coming back. Something like that. Like really getting into that space of just gratitude and noticing all of the abundance that's already around you. Because when you're grateful, when you're in this state of gratitude and you're grateful for the things that you already have, you can only attract more of that to you. Once you start noticing the little things, you'll start noticing the big things, and there will be just constantly more things to notice until you're like always finding joy, always finding beauty in what's around you. Looking in the mirror and not, you know, struggling to say something nice about yourself or to see something beautiful about yourself, but to look at yourself as a whole and think, wow, I am so beautiful. I am so radiant. My eyes glisten. Look at the curves on my body. My body is so strong. It has carried me through all of these things, through my whole life. It is constantly growing and healing alongside me. All right? So now I want to kind of see what is coming in spring. What is coming? Ooh, this card just like flipped over as soon as I started shuffling. We have the Knight of Pentacles. What else for pile number 3? What is coming in spring? What is coming along with their abundance seed that they're planting? What is coming when their abundance seed begins to sprout and blossom and bloom? Woo! Okay. Okay. So you got also the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Interesting. So, I feel like this reading alone could be a very strong catalyst in your like kind of perspective shift, because the 8 of Wands is usually like pretty rapid, like forward momentum. And so I feel like you are really coming, as we approach spring, as we keep moving forward, it's going to be, like I said, just more and more and more and more building on things to be grateful for, building on finding that beauty in the world around you and in yourself. I feel like, you know, you've been really stuck and stagnant in this energy for a while now, but I really foresee moving forward that it's going to just be kind of that snowball effect of gaining more confidence, gaining more abundance, just like so rapidly and so forward moving as we approach spring. And with the Knight of Pentacles, this card to me, again, it usually reminds me of kind of like the card of observation almost. Like this fairy is just kind of like sitting back on these leaves, just observing what's around them. They're like ready, but they're just observing, and they're protected. There's so much around them, like these bubbles, leaves, there's thorns, there's berries, and like that kind of reminds me of the grapes. So abundance, there's so much abundance around this night, and they're just kind of observing, kind of like what we talked about. I think just a continuation of observing the beauty around you. And when you do that, like I said, it's going to rapidly call in so much more abundance, and you're just going to be observing all of this abundance, more and more and more of it coming into your life. And with the Two of Wands, I feel like there is some sort of journey, some sort of opportunity that is coming up for you as we approach spring. I feel like you have been so stuck in this kind of like creative block, or an actual, like I said, legal matter that's been holding you back. You've been judging yourself. You've been scared to express, but I think there's some sort of like grand journey or some sort of grand opportunity that's going to be coming your way in spring that is going to just bring you that, like I said, even more abundance. And so what you're being called to know and to realize right now is that you have to be open. You have to open yourself up, or you won't even notice this opportunity when it comes your way. But this is, like I said, it's a grand adventure. It's a grand experience, or like creative project that might seem kind of like, again, like chaotic and or like it's too soon, but you are stepping into, you're in the process of getting into this flow, this creative energy, this abundant vibe to call in these beautiful opportunities. And so Spirit is really saying, when this opportunity comes your way, don't be scared to take it. Don't think that you're not worthy. Don't close yourself off to this opportunity because you're not confident in your skills and your abilities and your creative energy, your artistic nature, your abilities, your skills, whatever that means for you. You are so creative. You are so abundant and blessed. And it's time to use those blessings on this upcoming journey, or in this upcoming project or creative endeavor, whatever it is for you. Okay? All right. I think that is where I'm going to leave it, pile number 3. That was really beautiful. Again, I just love the grapes card. I don't think I've ever pulled this for myself. I'm not sure that I've pulled it for anybody, actually. So this is just really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Like, maybe get yourself some grapes. Last thing, and just like, sit outside, and as you're observing and as you're noticing, just like feed yourself some grapes, like you're the queen or king, or if you're a noble person, just sitting back, relaxing, enjoying grapes with not a care in the world, because you are so abundant that you have all the time in the world to just sit back and relax and eat your bountiful bundle of grapes. All right. Okay, thank you so much, pile number 3, for allowing me to read for you today. It was so much fun to read for you, to kind of like take a pause and come back with fresh energy. If this resonated with you, please comment and let me know. I love to hear feedback on my readings. If you liked this video, like it. And don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more videos, more readings from me in the future. I have my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo linked down below. It is always appreciated, obviously never expected, but if you would like to tip me for my services today, that would be very much appreciated, but again, not expected at all. I love what I do here, and yeah, so again, thank you so much, and I hope to read for you again soon. Goodbye.